out there. Maybe I forgot. I haven't done this for so long. I have never said this publicly or just in a video or whatever. I just do shy aspects, I guess some people call it. Everybody mistakes it as just shyness. Actually, more than that, really. If you're someone who doesn't class mental illnesses and anxiety issues and stuff like that as real things, please go away, because this isn't going to be the sort of video for you. You're just probably just going to say loads of hate in the comments and say, oh, this isn't real, you're just making this up. I wish I was fucking making this up. I wish I could just turn it off and be a normal person, as some people call it. Selective mutism. Everyone thinks it's selected. The actual name says it. It says wherever you select to be mute. It's actually not. It's where you are mute in places you don't feel comfortable in, like people you haven't met before and you don't really know that well. You start closing up and not being able to talk that well. Like for me personally, it actually sometimes hurts to talk up. Like it hurts my throat. That's one of the reasons I always have cough sweets available, because it actually really hurts my throat. So I kept getting cough sweets to actually make my throat a little bit better. One other thing with selective mutism is it can develop from childhood, so if it doesn't start getting treated, it will go into adulthood and you will have it for a very young time if it doesn't get treated. And one of the things that you might start to notice with people who have it is they stutter a lot, or they might not be able to pronounce things that properly. So one of the things I had was I had to go to this speech therapy thing, but all parents and schools just think it's some fear because you're not sure of how to say things, so you stop saying things. It's not. It wasn't actually that for me. I know for some people it can be, but for me instead it was just not seeing a reason to talk, not seeing a thing. Why just say something when there's another quote saying those who don't talk are the eldest thinkers or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that says me a lot. Based around people who have a social phobia, people often mistake for being shy, but the fact is they can't speak up until they start to grow out of that shell and start to realise they can do that, because they have this belief but they can't, and they can only do that around close friends. And that's the thing as well, even if you start being able to do it around close friends, it does sometimes just randomly come up again and you start being quiet again. Like times where someone says, oh, what was that, and starts moving closer to you to put their ear right next to you. That's very annoying, I find it. It's just like, can you please not put your ear right next to my mouth, or I will actually spit on it. But it really lowered my self-esteem when they kept coming close to me and trying to hear what I was saying. I understand they might be sounding goodwill and sometimes they might have hearing problems, so that I would understand, but other times when they keep constantly doing that, I know if they keep constantly doing that, that actually shows they might be interested in what I'm trying to say, but they really want to hear it, but I'm saying it too quiet for them to understand it, whatever. But it's just when they keep constantly doing it and I'm constantly getting annoyed at myself for not being able to speak up as easily as some other people would do it. And I get they want to hear you and they're just trying to hear you out for it, and I actually understand that, because that's a very good juxtaposition and thing that doesn't fit in with me, because I really like being a listener, and yet I hate it when people are quiet, and yet I'm someone who they would regard as quiet as well. So it's like, I know where you're coming from being quiet, and I'm literally selective mutism. I self-diagnosed because you know, someone trying to go into a doctor about something I thought I had. They just did a blood test and were like, nope, you don't have that. And then when I was trying to tell them I thought I had it, they also kept pointing out my neck because it's on a certain angle according to them. It's not straight, and it's like, I already have a thing sorted out for this. I'm already sorting that out. Can you not change the subject? Because what if it turns out that I did have it? And it was just annoying when I did all that research and it was actually just nope. It was just a fact, but everyone sort of gets a bit sick around milk. I think that's the sort of thing when you start to grow up, you start getting more sick around milk if you start having a bit too much. So I think it's something that you're supposed to have as a kid that helps you grow better, and as an adult it's like what's the point of it? Because you can't grow anymore. But yeah, for young people it might be because of social embarrassment and social isolation and withdrawal. So I don't know if that might be for you personally, or it's not just wake up next day and you're over it or anything like that. I actually had to treat it myself sort of thing and challenge myself to start talking to other people a bit more and start making friends, start being yelled, I suppose. Another thing is, you can't always hear how yelled you're being, it's just the vibrations you're hearing, I've heard. So that doesn't help in any way whatsoever to say, am I being yelled enough for other people to hear me, or am I just talking way privately again? And yeah, my job seeker said I was starting to get better with it though, so that's good. And I think I am starting to get better with it, so I'm starting to challenge myself, like, even if there is a friend in the room, like in the classroom or whatever. Of course I'm doing where you do employability. It's a break course. Sometimes there was this one bit of it in the RCS where they were talking about what causes self-esteem, what takes away self-esteem, and it was like, we did about 6 mind maps on it all, and it was just like, what is this doing? I mean, I get at some points it might be understanding the triggers and what actually stops you from having self-esteem and what gives it back to you again. I understand that part, but it's like, I'm one of those learners but actually needs to be doing something to you, and it's like, I'd rather do an acting activity where you're screaming into a something like that. Yeah, a bit like that. But yeah, just get it all out. And also another activity, making serene noises, like in public situations, so you stop feeling so embarrassed about it. Just, I always had to breathe, I didn't care sort of thing, and when it actually came to tweaking the elderly, it seemed like a different thing. That was no problem. You're not taught that well how to say things. So it's like, one of the things that can develop with selective mutism is not knowing how to start a conversation. So it's like, start having additional speech or language difficulties, and what I mean by that is actually having difficulties saying some of the easiest words to some people, and sometimes saying it weirdly. I'm trying to think of an example of a word, but I can't. It's like I never use those words, I just find my way around those words now, because the thing is, shyness isn't really considered that serious. Selective mutism is an anxiety disorder. I have that, and I'd rather pinpoint to that than just, oh, she's just shy, that's all it is. Where does this help me? When I was researching it, as you might be able to tell, I was researching this and all this stuff I'm saying, it affects 1 in 140 young children, which is quite a big statistic, looking at how many people there are in the world. At home, or places we feel safe, we're probably going to be yelled, sort of, with just normal volume, if that makes sense. Like, just normal hearable volume. So the first word, I just started having a conversation instead. I don't even know what it was about. And there are times where I have a PowerPoint behind me or something, and I get them to look at that, and sometimes I paraphrase what's on the PowerPoint. I would be looking at it and saying words on that instead. I'd be saying my own thing if I had done a bits in PowerPoint myself, because I would have, I guess, learned a script, maybe. I'm really not sure what else to say. It is very hard to outgrow if it doesn't actually get treated soon enough. So if you do start to see signs of it, are you reading back down below for more description on this selective mutism, because I can't say all of it in one video, otherwise it'd be way too long. I already have gaming videos which are long enough, so I have peace and quiet. This is another reason I was so quiet, because I have peace and quiet. I didn't want to annoy people with my voice. So again, yeah, another bit was, I'm trying to remember, sometimes we would just stand in a corner quite awkwardly and trying to think of how to talk to someone, like if it was someone we sort of admired, that would be quite hard sometimes. Another thing is, it doesn't always teach you that in school, so it could just be normal even. It's very hard to detect at some points, and you shouldn't feel stupid in a way for not detecting it. I mean, it can be, wow, camera, that was rude. But there is this other quote which always has it plastered around my charity shop, which I volunteer at. It process it feels like I'm saying it loud enough. If you're not gonna hear it that way, then that's your own problem. There's another way I've thought of it, I think. But yeah, it's really annoying when people would start thinking, oh, you're too young to know that, oh, you're not exactly a doctor, so how can you say what you have and what you don't? So it's like, we know ourselves best, we can fucking well know, and yeah, that's the mic. I don't know how I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna keep adding and taking out bits of this. I know for some people would say that environment and experience has almost nothing to do with having social anxiety, but for me personally, I feel like if I actually forced myself to talk a lot more in school or whatever, I would probably have outgrown it a whole faster, maybe, I don't know. You're not interested, but just in case you are, there's some more videos, or there's best for you. Your choice. Click it before I go. And it's gonna go. And it's